All right.
So tell me about your spree that you had with the guys. It seems like the little team bonding thing. It cracks me up seeing all those videos of how they had to get through something. Tell me how that helped the team with all the newcomers.
Talking about a retreat that we had? Yeah.
Retreat, yeah.
So every year we do a team retreat, and it's something that's really important for us. We put the phones away. We usually go off-site. The last couple of years we've only gone down the road. It's kind of been a day. So this was the first year we were able to get back to what we used to do and actually get in the bus, go away for a whole weekend, put the phones away. We do some team building stuff, but more than anything, it's about just spending time with each other, and I think it's really good for our new guys. And it opens up, they find out things about their teammates. Some of the returners find out things about the new guys. It's amazing when you put the phones away, how you're willing to open up all of a sudden, and we play some games late night. It's fun, we're up till 2 a.m. and there's no TVs, there's no phones, and so we're playing card games and doing things like that I grew up doing, but these guys, didn't. And so it was a huge part of our growth process. And as soon as we came back, you could already see the relationships were starting to grow. It's a big part of what we do. I think the way we play, we have to be connected, and that's kind of the word I think that we like to use and that other people use with our team and stuff like that. If we didn't have real relationships, we can't do that. And I think that retreat is always step one, in that process.
You lost Kai, Reggie, and Corian. Huge losses with guards. What's that like, finding those three new faces?
It's been a process. I was looking at our two scrimmages. I think I yelled Reggie's name 2 or 3 times, to get in the game, and he wasn't there. But those three were pretty special players for us, and there's no way you replace them. It's now who's going to show up and be those guys for us now? You can't replace those three, just like those three couldn't replace Peyton Ricks and Trey, and those two couldn't replace Jay Frank and Jaron and Farquhar and those guys. And so we've had a good run with guys being ready to step up in those roles. Remains to be seen yet this year. I would hope that Damian Daniels and Arion Simmons and Emmanuel Allen and those guys can step up for us. They've done a good job so far, but we haven't really truly been tested. Scrimmages are scrimmages, but we'll find out November 7th whether we're ready or not.
And the opponent that stuck out to me on your schedule of non-conferences, obviously A&M, who you went into double overtime last year with at their place. Obviously, they want to play there again. Mm-hmm. So how excited are you guys to get back and get some redemption on them guys? Yeah,
first I'm really thankful to Buzz because it's hard for us to get guarantee games, and immediately after that game was over, he called me and said, we're doing this again. And I said, absolutely, let's send the contract. And we literally signed that contract the week after we played last year. That's very rare. And so I'm thankful to him for doing that. I know the caliber that they are. They're on a different level than us. We were able to go in there because of our experience. He had a young team last year. We had a very older, experienced team. And we were able to force some turnovers and do what we do. And had a chance, should have won the game, but we gave up a free throw blockout. And we've talked a lot about that this fall. I don't know. We'll see how we stand out, how we stand up with them this year. I think he's got a lot of returners. We're going to have a lot of new faces, probably the most new faces we've had in a while. But we'll go out there, we'll compete, we'll give it our best, see what happens.
And I know you fell short in the WAC tournament, the final. Bardolph Zamac is gone, though, from New Mexico State. So those guys, I think, are picked to do well again. I kind of blank right now.
Sure.
But what's the competition like this year with the opponents?
I'll tell you this. Number one, our non-conference schedule is as good as it's ever been. We had a lot of road games and a couple neutral sites against really good teams. But the conference is probably better than it's ever been. I think it's better than it was last year. With Grand Canyon has their whole team back. New Mexico State coach hires a new coach, but he did an unbelievable job recruiting. In today's world with NIL and stuff like that, there's no such thing as building a program anymore. They immediately got really good. And then all those guys, Utah Valley, just everybody up and down the line. I don't even remember where we were picked. I don't care, but right now, we'll see. I think it's going to be a dogfight, man. You could finish anywhere between 1st and 10th And so it's going to be a fun year. That's why I like the WAC. We don't get into this just to roll over people. I mean, we do this because we love to compete. And the WAC is, in my opinion, probably one of the best mid-major basketball conferences in the country. And I can't wait to get started.
Yeah, so you're heading into year 2 under the head coaching helm. So how's it feeling so far?
A little more stressful this year, I think, than it was last year. I think some of it was we had all those guys back last year, so to me it was I had guys I trusted. There was some equity in there, but I think this year I'm more comfortable in what we're doing. I tell a story all the time. Last year we sat down at Utah, first game of the year. I picked a play that I knew 100%. I wanted to make sure we ran something so I wouldn't screw it up. I sat down and I still went blank, man. And I threw the board away. I said, guys, I'm a defensive guy anyway. It doesn't really matter what the heck we're about to run. So, which actually turned out to be a pretty good icebreaker on accident. But I don't think that'll happen this year. I'm more comfortable in that. But I just like always, I don't think we're going to be any good. We'll see. I didn't think we were going to be any good last year, and we turned out okay. So hopefully that's the case this year. But I'm more comfortable. I think the guys are more comfortable with me too in this role. Last year was it took a while for them to truly see me in a different role. And I think that hasn't been an issue this year.
Yeah, so far you guys have a pretty deep lineup, a lot of newcomers coming in. Now it's a little early to ask this, but do you have any idea about a potential starting lineup for next week?
No clue. We've had 2 scrimmages. I've started a different 5 in each scrimmage. I think, you'll just like every year the way we play, I think you'll see a heavy returner lineup out there in terms of the entire game. But then as the year moves forward, I think I'm really excited about the youth in our program and some of the new guys we've had. But I don't know who's going to start. I think last year it was pretty simple. It was pretty cut and dry. This year, man, we have not, even in practice, we mix the teams up every single day. We haven't done that in a long time, and I think it's just to create competition because it's such an even playing field. So I hope it's going to be a situation where a lot of guys, we play 9 or 10 guys because that helps us the way we defend and the way we play, but that remains to be seen. I guess we'll find out in about a week whether we're ready or not.
Yeah, you guys have Moody Madness coming up. It's going to be for the student body, for everybody to get excited. So heading into Moody Madness and then the first home game of the season really just starting to creep around the corner. What is your feeling about it? What are the players' feelings about it?
I think they're excited. I mean, we're excited about Moody. Just when we first finally stepped in here, the guys were just excited to have a locker. We haven't had lockers for 2 years, and so we had little hooks, on the wall. We've talked about that that we bought at Lowe's, but so they've enjoyed that. I've thought about taking it away from them a couple times because I thought we were a little better when we had a chip on our shoulder. But we know it's going to be an exciting environment. I hope Thursday's a great event. I'm really excited that the athletic department is taking steps to do something like this to get the student body involved. And then November 7th, I would expect a great crowd. We need a great crowd. I just hope we can put a good product out there for them. But I was emotional last year when I walked out of the Teague Center after we played Tarleton. I mean, that building was pretty special to us. I was the last one out of the building, and I just stared at it for a while. I can't believe, we're actually next year we'll be in this other facility. But at the same time, we're excited. We're excited that Moody is here and we get to play in the arena and our fans get to experience something pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And then so far, what is the matchup with Jackson State? What does that starting to look like for you?
Yeah, kind of like I said about Coach Williams at A&M, I'm really thankful to Mo Williams. Mo Williams is an NBA All-Star. He's had an unbelievable playing career, and he was a really good coach at Alabama State. He's moved over to Jackson State. I couldn't get anybody to play us opening night. I mean, everybody knew that we had a new facility and what we were going to do. And when I called Coach Williams, man, he didn't even hesitate. He said, sure, man, we'll do it. And it's hard to find guys like that. And so I'm really thankful that he's bringing his team. Unfortunately, that tells you they're pretty good. He's not afraid to come in here and play. And he brought his best player from Alabama State with him, who was an all-conference performer and a mid-major All-American type player. And he's recruited some really good players. And so just early what I've seen, I just now started. I wanted to get through our scrimmages before I really started locking into them. They're very similar. They're going to pressure the ball. It's going to, hey, who can handle, the other team's pressure. If we can't handle their pressure, it'll be a long night for us. If they can't handle ours, hopefully it'll be a long night for them. But it's probably going to be a defensive battle for sure.
Thanks, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
What's been like having the beard gone finally?
I like the beard, man, but it's kind of a summer thing. Everybody wants me to keep it, but I talk about this the year before we played Kentucky in the NCAA tournament. I grew it out just for the summer, and then I shaved it off at the end, and we had a pretty good year. And ever since, we've been able to have pretty good years, and so I don't want to break it up, man. I can't screw with tradition. So it comes off on August 1st every year, and we'll see how this year goes, man. And if we're good again this year, hopefully it'll just be a summer thing next year too.